Greetings, I'm Chappers, and I've been talking to some guys on Facebook about my pedal board. It's taken me a while. I've never actually had the luxury of really having a pedal board until I purchased this kind of mothership from Andertons. Very happy with that. And now, because I got a lot of TC electronics pedals, and I kind of thought, well, I've got to give some of them away in a competition, and I have to obviously keep some of them for myself. So it just took me about 3 or 4 hours to go through everything I have and work out what it is that I'd actually use in a live situation. I've been using 2 amplifiers. I'm using this Dark Terror that Orange very kindly gave me, and I've been using, you can't see it behind this chair, which is actually a mic stand on a book, but this is a JCM 800 2203. So this is my rehearsal rig, this is my gig rig. But you could gig with that if you mic it up. That's Big Trouble in Little China, the best film ever made, ever. So, what am I using on my very exciting pedal board of Doom, which I've never really had one before? Well, to begin with, True Bypass water pad, which is very exciting. Always loved that. Never failed me. Great for little touches of wah, which I'll show you in a minute. In the loop, what I've got is the Vortex, first of all. Now, primarily because I've got a tone print, so it's exciting for me and I love the Vortex. Also, because I'm a big believer in, if you're going to use an effect, like an effect type of effect, then use one that really sort of stands out. And nothing really stands out like either a wah or a good old-fashioned flanger. So that's a flanger. Next in line, because I can't really play without reverb, is this amazing Hall of Fame reverb. I'm actually using the church setting at home, although I'd clearly either back it off or turn it off live. Quite long. I like a lot of reverb on my biscuit. Going into a flashback. Now the flashback is really, really nice. I think it's the best pedal TC make at the moment, the flashback. Really, really like this. I'm using on the 2290 setting. Yeah, that's how I've dialed it in. Now, I went through all of the distortions and overdrives that TC sent me, and I love them all. And I kind of thought, the thing is, I've got to give some of these away, and probably the ones that people will want to win most will be these overdrives and distortions. And I've actually found an overdrive that I really like, that I use in conjunction with the kind of sort of JCM type sound, which is this Hardwire. So I'm sticking with that, but in the loop I've got my old faithful MXR MC401, and this just creams it up, and it's got this really nice blue light there, which I love to pieces. So that's it, that's my rig. Loop at the bottom, and then this is in the input. And the only difference really between using the Dark Terror and the JCM is that, well, I've dialed the Dark Terror's gain right back, as you can see here. I'm not really using a lot of the amplifier's gain. Although I love the amplifier's gain, it really is dimed for metal. I've got this set up, so it's a little bit like a sort of a slightly harder pushed regular Terror. It's on the 15 watt setting. You'll hear this in a second. So, there you go. I will now proceed to play you some tones. And because I've made my selection, I'm going to be keeping these pedals. Oh, there's a chorus there as well, by the way, in case I want something that's a little bit more subtle. I need a bigger board to fit it onto. That means I'm going to be giving these away in a competition coming up very shortly. Keep your eyes on the Rottweiler, or the Rotty, Fluffy Bunny pedal, as I like to call it, because I think a lot of you will fall over for that one. So there you go, cue me playing. And by the way, all the playing you're going to hear today will be with me using my Red Bear plectrums. Thank you very much to Red Bear. Hello! So this is the over-the-shoulder look I learned from Stick, which I think is really cool. But I'm using Chapman Guitars ML1. We have a few of these come back into stock. They're going to be special. They're going to be customised and on sale, and if you're interested, go on my forum and you'll be able to check them out. So I've got the amp set so that if I back off the volume, that kind of crunchy, clean sound. If I bring it in. So let's begin with the effects. Let's start with the let's start with the reverb actually, because I really like it. Bring some of that level down, make it a bit less churchy. Here's the flashback. I've got this set kind of quite subtle. So that's a nice kind of, I mean I use that for solos because it gives me kind of that nice washy effect, but bring in the vortex, nice single coil. That's a seriously nice sound, it really is very pleasing. So there you go with the colours and the effects. I wouldn't use it all the time, and I wouldn't use the vortex all the time, but when you use it, it gives you a really big statement, you know, I like that a lot. So here's my overdrive sound, and I'm using that once I've whacked onto, these are just standard pickups by the way. Once I'm in the humbucking mode, this is what the amp gives me. Crunchy, hard driven. I'm just under half volume on the Dark Terror, so I'd probably use that pretty much full volume. Stepping this in brings the dirt. Bring in the rest of the filth. Now, if that isn't enough filth, and you really want to sort of push it over into silly territory, it's well, it's as much boost as you want, really. it creams it up. If you put it in the front of an amplifier, it just pushes those preamp valves really nicely. I guess you can hear it most notably if like that kind of thing. So there you go. There's my simplistic rig for you. I'm going to turn this down a little bit because it's incredibly loud. I'm just going to have a little noodle now, and hopefully it will sound cool. Just out of interest for you, I suppose, if I turn this CM2 off, I'll just use the amp gain now. So I'm going to bring this in, I don't know, to there, wherever that is. I'm on 7 watts now because it's incredibly loud in my little room. So as you can tell, I'll just try and aim this at the Terra so you can see what I've got it set to. I don't know if you can see anything there at all, but basically it's not really cooking that hard. It's at about, I don't know, 2 o'clock maybe, if that. I'll give you a little tiny bit more gain, then we're going to end this video. So there you go, unique angle here. I hope you enjoyed that. Take it easy, go buy some TC, go buy a Red Bear pick, go buy a Dark Terror. If you can get your hands on one, go and buy yourselves a Chapman Guitars ML1. Chappers out.